The line outside the electronics store stretched around the block, a restless crowd buzzing with anticipation over the last shipment of TVs. Elena adjusted her bag, her phone buzzing with work emails she couldn't ignore. She'd hired a babysitter for her daughter, Lila, just to be here, hoping a new TV would keep the toddler occupied while she tackled deadlines from home. Next to her, Marisol shifted impatiently, her arms crossed. She'd circled the lot for an hour to find parking, desperate for a distraction after her soon-to-be ex-husband had ripped their old TV off the wall during their separation. "You've been pushing against me this whole time," Elena snapped, turning to Marisol. "Sure, it's inappropriate," Marisol shot back, "but I'm not with her, so don't lump us together." The store clerk, a harried young man named Javier, tried to manage the chaos. "Look, if you two are together, I'll let you in as a pair. Otherwise, keep waiting." "We're not together," they said in unison, glaring at each other. A woman behind them, clutching a purse, chimed in, "I was here first. I had to hire a babysitter too, and I'm not letting anyone cut." Javier sighed. "Fine, you're third. Next four, let's go." Inside, the shelves were nearly bare, the last TV gleaming like a prize on a pedestal. Elena and Marisol lunged for it simultaneously, their hands brushing the box. "This is mine," Elena insisted. "Our TV broke, and Lila needs something so I can work." "Oh, boo-hoo," Marisol retorted. "My ex took ours and my daughter's driving me up the wall. I need this more." "Calm down," Javier interrupted, scratching his head. "I'll check the cameras. Whoever touched it first gets it." They waited, tension crackling. Elena muttered under her breath, "I'd rather have 4 or 5 hours with my family than 8 or 9 stuck working. This TV better be worth it." Marisol smirked. "You're replaceable at work, not at home. I learned that the hard way when my husband walked out." Javier returned, frowning. "You grabbed it at the exact same time. Never seen that before. You'll have to settle this like adults." "That's not fair," Elena protested. "I need this for Lila." "And I need it to survive my kid," Marisol countered. An older man browsing nearby, Mr. Torres, turned to them. "You know, this TV, or any material thing, won't solve what's really bothering you. I've seen it before. When you figure that out, come talk to me." His voice carried a weight that silenced them momentarily. Elena hesitated, then grabbed the box. "Fine, I'm taking it." "No way." Marisol lunged, but Javier stepped between them. "One of you can have my floor model," he offered, "but figure it out fast." "I'll take it," Marisol said, smirking at Elena. "Enjoy your prize." They left the store separately, TVs in tow, but the victory felt hollow. Elena drove home, the box rattling in her trunk, wondering if Lila would even care. Marisol, meanwhile, hauled hers up the stairs, already dreading her daughter Isabel's complaints about the channels. Back at Elena's house, her husband Mateo greeted her. "A TV? Nice. Maybe we can watch something together tonight." "I was thinking Lila could use it," Elena said, setting it down. "Work's been brutal." Mateo nodded, but his eyes lingered. "We missed you at dinner last night. I made muffins with leftover cranberry sauce. Thought it'd be a surprise." "I told you I had plans with friends," she replied, avoiding his gaze. "Can you help me set this up?" He sighed. "Sure, but I'm not eating sweets right now. Just don't shove it in my face." Across town, Marisol wrestled with the TV stand as Isabel wandered in. "Can you help me with my math homework?" "Not now," Marisol snapped. "This is the season finale of my show, and I'm dying to know if they get married. Step away, you're blocking the screen." Isabel's face fell. "This is exactly why Dad left. All you care about is you." "That's unfair," Marisol shouted, but Isabel stormed off, slamming her door. Both women sat in their separate homes, screens flickering, yet the noise couldn't drown out the unease creeping in. The next morning, Elena sat at her kitchen table, her laptop open to a work call that refused to end. Her phone buzzed relentlessly, a cascade of emails piling up like unwashed dishes. "Hang on," she told her team, muting herself as Lila toddled in, tugging at her leg. "Lila, honey, mommy's almost done, okay? Just a few more minutes." Mateo poked his head through the doorway, sweat still clinging to his brow from his morning run. "Can I take her? I just got back and need a shower." "But no time to explain," Elena cut in, her voice sharp with exhaustion. "Please just help me out here." He nodded, scooping up Lila, who giggled and babbled. "Dada?" Elena froze, her hand hovering over the mute button. "Did she just—" "Yeah." Mateo grinned, bouncing her gently. Her first word was my sister's name earlier today. She said Tia, clear as day, but this one's mine. Elena unmuted the call, her throat tight. I need to go, guys. Let's wrap this up later. She hung up before anyone could protest, turning to Mateo as he returned with Lila. The little girl wobbled toward her, arms outstretched. Come on, baby. Show mommy your steps, Elena urged, her voice trembling with hope. Lila plopped down instead, babbling nonsense and chewing on her fist. Elena's heart sank, a cold wave of realization washing over her. I missed it, didn't I? Her first steps? I got a video, Mateo said softly, pulling out his phone to show her. The grainy footage captured Lila's tentative wobble across the living room, her tiny face lighting up with pride. But yeah, it was earlier, while you were on that last call. Tears welled up, spilling over before she could stop them. I'm missing everything. Her first words, her first steps. I'm a terrible mother, Mateo. I thought this TV would fix things, keep her busy so I could work, but it's just a screen. I'm letting her down. You've been working a lot, Mateo said, setting Lila in her high chair with a handful of Cheerios. He sat across from Elena, his tone gentle but firm. I used to think trusting myself to set boundaries would keep work from taking over, but it's tricky. We planned you'd take time off for her, remember? My income and our savings could cover us for a few years. We did the math. I know, Elena whispered, wiping her eyes, but I feel stuck. If I choose work, I let you and Lila down. If I choose family, I let my team down. Who's more important, my boss or my daughter? I keep asking myself that, and I still don't know. I'd rather have 4 or 5 hours with her than 8 or 9 stuck in meetings, but I can't seem to make it happen. Mateo reached for her hand, his grip steady. It's not about perfect balance, it's about what you let creep in. Work's been eating up everything lately, and I get it. Your career matters. But Lila's only this little once. Small moments like playing with her build stronger bonds than any big promotion ever could. She nodded, staring at Lila, who smeared cereal across her tray. I read somewhere, or maybe I just figured it out, that you're replaceable at work, not at home. My team can find someone else, but Lila can't replace me. I don't know how to step back. Across town, Marisol woke to an eerie silence that pressed against her chest like a weight. She stumbled into Isabel's room, finding it empty, bed unmade, backpack gone. A note lay crumpled on the pillow. Gone to Dad's. Enjoy your me time. Panic seized her, sharp and cold. She fumbled for her phone, dialing Isabel's number, but it went straight to voicemail. She sank onto the couch, the TV still flickering from last night's binge. The reality show finale looped in her mind, couples arguing, tears, dramatic music, but it felt trivial now. I'd set aside 6 to 9 every night for her if I could redo it, she muttered, her voice breaking. I'd make it sacred, no screens, just us. But I didn't, and now she's gone. Marisol replayed the fight in her head. Isabel had stood there, pleading, "Can you help me with my math homework?" And she'd snapped, "Not now. This is the season finale, and I'm dying to know if they get married. Step away, you're blocking the screen." Isabel's words echoed louder now. "This is exactly why Dad left. All you care about is you." She'd shouted back, "That's unfair." But the door slamming had been Isabel's final answer. Marisol gripped the remote, tempted to turn it on, to drown out the guilt. But instead she hurled it across the room. It cracked against the wall, a small victory against the thing that had driven her daughter away. Desperate for a reset, Marisol drove back to the store, the TV rattling in her trunk. She spotted Elena in the parking lot, hauling her own box toward the return counter. "You too?" Elena asked, surprise softening her tired eyes. "Yeah," Marisol said, kicking at the gravel. "It didn't fix anything. Isabel left, because I couldn't stop watching that damn screen. I thought it'd help me relax after everything with my ex, but it just made me lose her too." Elena nodded, hefting her box higher. "I missed Lila's firsts, her words, her steps. I keep hearing Mr. Taurus in my head. Family time's the real treasure, not this junk. I was so busy chasing deadlines I didn't see what I was throwing away." They walked inside together, a quiet solidarity forming between them. Javier looked up from the counter, raising an eyebrow. "Both of you? Sure about this?" "Positive," Marisol said, shoving her TV forward. "Give it to those two fighting over there by the display. They'll learn soon enough that it won't solve their problems either." Elena slid hers across too. I thought it'd keep Lila busy so I could work, but I've been asking myself who's more important, my boss or my daughter, since I got it. The answer's obvious now. Javier shrugged, tagging the boxes. Your call. Hope you figure it out. Back at home, Elena found Mateo and Lila in the living room, building a wobbly tower of blocks. Lila squealed as it toppled, clapping her hands. Elena dropped her bag, kneeling beside them. I called my boss, she said, her voice steady for the first time in days. I'm going part-time. I can't miss any more of this. Mateo smiled, pulling her into a hug. And I'll stay home more. You earn more anyway, and I'd rather be here with Lila than chasing races. It's not about balancing everything perfectly. It's about choosing what matters most right now. They wrapped Lila between them, her laughter filling the room. Park? Elena suggested, brushing a tear from her cheek. Let's go, Mateo agreed, grabbing her phone and silencing it before she could protest. Meanwhile, Marisol sat in her car outside her ex's house, dialing Isabel again. This time her daughter picked up. What? Isabel's voice was guarded, sharp. Come home, please, Marisol said, swallowing her pride. I was wrong. No more screens over you. I returned the TV, it's gone. I'd give up every night from 6 to 9 just to have you back, no distractions. Isabel hesitated, the silence stretching. Really? Really? Marisol promised. Movies tomorrow instead, just us? Deal, Isabel replied, a reluctant smile creeping into her tone. But no reality shows. Never again, Marisol laughed, relief flooding her, as she started the engine. Back at the park, Elena and Mateo spread a blanket while Lila chased a leaf, her steps unsteady but determined. Elena watched, her heart lighter. Small moments like this build stronger bonds than any big gesture, she said, leaning against Mateo. He nodded, tossing a pebble into the grass. We've got to keep work from creeping into everything. It's about what we choose right now, and I choose this. They sat there, the TV a fading memory, replaced by the sound of Lila's giggles and the promise of a quieter, closer tomorrow. The park hummed with life as Elena, Mateo, and Lila claimed a shady spot beneath a sprawling oak. They spread a worn blanket across the grass, its edges fraying from years of use, and Lila immediately set off, her tiny legs wobbling as she chased a butterfly fluttering just out of reach. Elena watched, her phone tucked away in her bag, powered off for the first time in months. The silence of it felt like a gift. Small moments like this build stronger bonds than any big gesture, she said, her voice soft but certain, a grin tugging at her lips. Mateo sprawled beside her, tossing a twig into the air and catching it. We've got to keep work from creeping into everything. It's about what we choose right now, and I'm choosing this us, her, this messy little picnic. He nodded toward Lila, who giggled as the butterfly landed briefly on her nose before flitting away. Elena leaned against him, her shoulder brushing his. I called my boss again this morning, made it official. Part-time starts next week. No more missing her steps or her words. I keep hearing myself say, who's more important, my boss or my daughter? And I finally answered it. Good, Mateo said, squeezing her hand. And I meant what I said, I'll cut back too. You earn more anyway, and I'd rather chase Lila around than racetracks. It's not about balancing everything perfectly. It's about choosing what matters most right now. Nearby, a familiar figure approached, Marisol, with Isabel trailing behind, a soccer ball tucked under her arm. Fancy meeting you here, Marisol called out, her laugh carrying over the breeze. Like a bad rash that won't go away, Elena teased, sitting up. But I'm glad. Isabel spotted Lila and dashed over, dropping the ball to kneel beside her. Hey, little one, wanna kick it? Lila clapped, babbling excitedly, and the two girls giggled as Isabel rolled the ball gently across the grass. Marisol plopped down next to Elena, brushing dirt off her jeans. I talked to Isabel. She's coming home tonight. I told her no more screens over her, returned that TV and swore off reality shows for good. That's huge, Elena said, her eyes warm. I'm proud of you. I returned mine too. Mr. Torres was right. Family time's the real treasure, not that junk. I was so caught up in work, I didn't see what I was losing. Marisol nodded, watching Isabel and Lila play. Same. I kept thinking I'd set aside 6 to 9 every night for her if I could redo it, make it sacred, you know? I told her that on the phone and she believed me. Said she'd give me a chance if we could do movies tomorrow instead. Movies sound perfect, Elena said. We're doing the zoo with Lila. How about the day after? Hang out, all of us? Deal. Marisol agreed, a rare softness in her smile. You're replaceable at work, not at home. I finally get that now. Isabel's worth more than any job or screen. Their conversation paused as Mr. Torres strolled by, his hands in his pockets, a faint limp in his step. He waved, his weathered face breaking into a grin. Looks like you two figured it out. Thanks to you, Marisol said, shielding her eyes from the sun. We were chasing the wrong things. TVs, escapes. You called it. He stopped, his expression shifting to something heavier, sadder. I learned it too late with my girl. She'd be about Isabel's age now if she were still here. I spent all my time working, thinking I'd have more later to give her. Then she got sick, and later never came. Don't waste what you've got. I didn't get that chance. Elena swallowed hard, glancing at Lila. We won't. I've been asking myself who's more important, my boss or my daughter, and I'm done pretending it's a hard question. Mr. Ready, Torres nodded, tipping his head. Good. Hold on to that. He shuffled off, leaving them in a thoughtful silence. Mateo broke it, tossing another twig. I used to think trusting myself to set boundaries would keep work from taking over, but it's tricky. Took us both figuring it out to make it stick. Yeah, Marisol said, leaning back on her elbows. I'd rather have 4 or 5 hours with my family than 8 or 9 stuck somewhere else. Took losing Isabel for a day to see it. The sun dipped lower, casting long shadows across the park. Isabel ran back, breathless, pulling Lila along by her chubby hand. She's fast for a baby, Isabel laughed, plopping down beside Marisol. She's a terror, Mateo said, ruffling Lila's hair as she climbed into his lap. Keeps us on our toes. Elena pulled Lila close, pressing a kiss to her forehead. Mommy's here now, baby. No more missing out. Lila babbled back, smearing grass-stained fingers across Elena's cheek, and she laughed, a real unguarded sound. Marisol ruffled Isabel's hair, earning a playful shove. Movies tomorrow, kid. Pick something good. Something with explosions, Isabel grinned. No sappy stuff. Done, Marisol said, her chest lighter than it had been in weeks. As the light faded, they packed up. The blanket folded, the soccer ball tucked away, the TVs a distant memory replaced by the chatter of their kids and the rustle of leaves. Elena slung her bag over her shoulder, catching Marisol's eye. Day after tomorrow, then? Bring Isabel. Wouldn't miss it, Marisol replied. Maybe we'll make this a regular thing. Count on it, Elena said, her voice firm with promise. They parted ways at the park's edge, Elena and Mateo guiding Lila toward the car, her steps faltering but determined. Marisol and Isabel headed the other direction, the soccer ball bouncing between them. The air felt cleaner, the weight of their earlier chaos lifted, replaced by something simpler. Time, unhurried and theirs to shape. Back home, Elena tucked Lila into bed, the room quiet save for the soft hum of a lullaby. Mateo lingered in the doorway, watching. Worth it? He asked. Every second, she said, shutting off the light. Downstairs, the TV stand sat empty and neither of them minded. Across town, Marisol and Isabel sprawled on the couch, a bowl of popcorn between them. No screen, just talk. Explosions tomorrow, Isabel reminded her. Explosions it is, Marisol said, and for once the silence between them felt full, not empty.